Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. If you're new here, my name is Salisha and this is Hillside Homesteading. Today I'm going to plant some of the plants that I've needed to plant for quite some time. I've been pretty busy. I have a lot going on this month and I actually can't wait for this week in June to be over because I've had such a busy time. I'll tell you a bit more about what's been keeping me so busy, but let's start getting some of my tomatoes and peppers potted up and put in their permanent spot for the garden. So let's go. Okay, so I'm going to be mixing up the soil and I'm going to put them in my grow bags. I told you guys this about a week ago that I'll be planting a lot of my crop this year in grow bags, and then I'm just going to move them out to my garden area. Garden area is not completely set up, but that doesn't mean I can't get my plants in the grow bags because I want them to start growing now, and then we can always move the bags. That's the beautiful part about growing in bags and containers, is that even if my garden plot is not completely ready, when I'm ready to get everything planted, I can put them in my containers or in my growing bags and they can start growing and start producing as soon as the weather warms up, rather than having to wait to get my garden set up or waiting for the last frost date. Because if they're in grow bags or containers, you can keep them in your greenhouse. And so that's what I've been doing with everything. I got such a good head start this year and nothing got damaged by the last frost or by any of the cooler nights that we've been having. Now the days have warmed up significantly and it's very, very warm. Yesterday we had about 30 degrees Celsius for the first day in June, but I'm absolutely loving it. I love the summer. It's my time. And then I also have some of my organic flower and vegetable gardening soil mix here that I put in with my peat moss. You can see the color of this soil. Look at the peat moss and then look at the soil. Completely different. Now all I'm going to put in here is some of my partially composted chicken and goat manure. And we'll mix this all together. Just a bit of manure now. I'm gonna mix it really well and fill up our grow bags. Alright guys, so I have all of my tomatoes. Remember, I planted these all in one container this year because I don't need like 50 tomato plants. I only need about 10 or so. So what I did is I filled this with about 7 to 8 inches of soil, and then I folded down the edges because I don't need it to be completely full. I can always top this up, especially with tomatoes, because they will put out roots all along their stem. So I will fill this probably a little bit more, but this is all I need for now. Remember the little tags we made out of the yogurt containers? Came in so handy. I didn't have to spend $1 on anything. I just cut up some old yogurt containers as a label and I just stuck it in here so I know these are my beefsteak tomatoes. So I'm just gonna plant these now. Take them apart. Let's see how many plants I have in here. So we have a few little tiny runt plants that I probably won't put in. But I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 really nice looking plants with good root systems. These are nice and healthy. All right, so I'm just gonna stick them in like that. Nothing complex about this at all, really. And I'm gonna bury these tomatoes rather deep. And again, I can always top this up with more soil because tomatoes will grow even if you bury them really deep. It's actually better to bury them a little bit deeper than anything else. All right, look at that. So easy. Tomatoes are done. Just gotta give this bad boy a good watering, and that's it. Let me get the peppers going now. Okay, so here I have the only thing I bought this year, vegetable-wise, for my garden are these peppers here. They're called a Hungarian wax. I bought this one because my peppers, they're growing, but they're pretty small still, so I'm just gonna keep them growing for about a week before I plant them. So I just picked these up from my local garden center here, and I'm really just gonna fluff up the roots a little bit. I always fluff up the roots when I plant. And again, the same thing that I did with the tomatoes. But with the peppers, we're not going quite as deep because the peppers won't put out roots along their stem. So don't bury them too deep. And there's 4 of them in here. And I'm gonna keep these 4 on one side and save a little space in here for the ones that I'm still growing out. So this week has been super busy. Actually, the past 2 weeks have been so busy for me because it is my high school reunion. And I'm a theater kid. Well, I was a theater kid, and we're doing a 2-day performance this weekend. So I've had to drive into town, like 2 hours away to the town I grew up in, so that I can rehearse and learn all the numbers that we're performing. So it's been such a busy time for me. That's why I haven't spent too much time getting my in-ground garden ready. I just literally haven't had the time because I've been in rehearsals every day for the past like 2 weeks. And that's it. Peppers are done. I have some cucumbers and watermelon seedlings that are just coming out now, but I'm gonna plant these in ground. They're not gonna get planted in the pots. They're gonna go directly in the garden. Finally, the time has come this weekend where it's the performance and it's the actual reunion. I'm honestly really like just over it. I can't wait to get back into my regular routine and not having to drive 2 hours into town to rehearse and practice, even though it's been such a cool blast from the past to see my old friends and to walk into my high school as an adult. It's surreal, out-of-body experience. But it was so cool meeting everyone, and I've had such a blast just like catching up, really. Yeah, it's been really cool. Have you guys been to your high school reunion? If so, let me know what it was like, and if not, why not? These potatoes that I planted are absolutely loving it in here. The peppers are doing so beautiful. These are the Caribbean sweet peppers. They're beautiful, they're exotic, and I'm just loving growing them. They look so beautiful, and they look slightly different than our regular peppers that we grow here. So this is such a cool little experiment. All right guys, well, I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna go plant these sunflowers because they got to get in the ground. I'm planting them, some of them in my front yard this year, so I'm gonna go do that now. And make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Stay peaceful.